from Dan Campbell this morning. Shout out to Detroit Sports Network. They put it out there
Thanks,
for
fellas.
us to give you this little update. But Dan Campbell says there is no nothing
news.
New.
That's
on
bullshit.
Marcus Davenport.
That's such bullshit.
There's no news.
The news is,
here.
I broke the news on Sunday during the watch party. What did I say, KG?
You said he's done. Over. Finito.
Done.
Dan Campbell said there's no news, nothing new. On
What did your mother tell you?
He's
If you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything at all. That's what he's saying.
Well, I mean, my parents taught me that no news is good news, but in this situation, it might not be.
Your parents never met the Lions.
I feel sorry for the guy. I really, really, truly believe his want and desire is there. I do. And I also feel sorry for him in the regard that, as I said yesterday, KG, him getting pissed at people for talking this way, he's the only one not in on the joke.
Yeah.
Dude, you have to understand, Marcus, my guy, we want you here. It's nothing personal, but
It's just business.
if people keep talking about your inability to stay healthy and you can't stay healthy, should we lie?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just tough because he can't control that. That's the only thing. I can understand with the human part of him getting annoyed by all of the injury talk, but it's part of his history. We have to bring it up as fans. Before you got here, you had hella injuries. As a Lion, you have now had a lot of injuries. And it's just unfortunate, but this is where I kind of side with fans. And this is not me going against Brad. This is not me, saying Brad sucks or anything like that. I think he's far from that. But I can agree with fans when they say this is not on Davenport. This is more on Holmes, because this was your decision to make him I won't say focal point, but he was going to be the 1B on the other side of Hutch. And this is what you chose. So now you have to live with the repercussions.
Listen, man, if you go back to that tackle, I still, for the life of me, can't see where he got hurt.
I don't know. I'm with you.
It looks like he
fell
fell
on
on
his
a
shoulder.
Looks like he fell. No, he fell backwards. Like he fell comfortably, like he fell on a feather bed.
Oh no, I fell over.
No, I got the picture. He fell on the side at first and he rolled on his back. And once he did the rollover, it was kind of like, oh damn, not again, man. It's like a horror movie. It's like a horror movie with him, man. I feel bad for the guy. He's not trying to get hurt, but it's unfortunate, bro.
And listen, I empathize with his frustration about people talking that way about him. I would be frustrated too.
Yeah,
okay?
like he's human.
But you have to understand where it's coming from, man.
In that part.
Nobody's making shit up about you.
We don't want to talk about it.
No,
but
that's the last thing I want.
It continues to come up.
KG, you brought up such a great point because I call it all or nothing thinking, okay? I am a huge Brad Holmes fan.
Yeah.
Huge.
Who
okay?
isn't? Who isn't?
A lot of people.
No.
Did you see people talking? Oh, there are a lot of people that aren't huge fans. But I'm also not going to sit here and say that he's infallible, okay?
Nobody is.
Nobody said he's perfect.
There are mistakes, okay? There are mistakes being made. There's no doubt about it. And I'm one of those people, I think, for 2 years now. 2 years now, all right? Counting 23, going into 24, and quite frankly, so far this year. So we're going on year 3. I think he has undervalued the importance of defensive line depth.
Maybe that's the case.
I do.
He did go out and get Hassanin. I know you shouldn't expect a lot from a 6th-round pick, but him getting hurt before the season did not help things at all. And now with Davenport being hurt, it seems like this is once again a need on this team.
And before you yell at me, okay? Before you yell at me, yes, I still like Brad. And it's funny because I think some people, the all or nothing, they can't differentiate that yes, I can like Brad, but I can also say, man, you know what? Hindsight being 2020, I got to be honest with you, I felt that way at trade deadline 2023 as well. I was one of those guys saying, please go out and get something. Please, look, we are right there. And we were right there in 2023.
Who did you want in that year?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I remember Lomas and I were talking about it, and there were a couple names out there, and I could look it up.
It just doesn't happen.
Yeah, it
doesn't happen.
It happened for other teams, but it didn't happen for us.
Exactly.
There were a couple of different moves that happened. So, but with that being said, I think sometimes people have I thought you loved Brad. I do love Brad.
Yeah.
I do.
We love drafting
But
Brad.
I'm not like this. everything you do is the best. You know, and I think I remember going through that, especially JB, you'll appreciate this, in the early portions of the D'Antonio era. Okay, what he did was remarkable. That didn't mean that I had to agree with every single move he made.
Right.
Like, let's throw Andrew Maxwell into the Notre Dame game. Well, that was a stupid move.
Right.
I'm sorry, it was a stupid move.
And Brad has knocks. I mean, clearly Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin, you know, as far as drafting goes, he's had some signings that haven't worked out. You're not going to hit 100% on everything. And this is where I differentiate him from like Scott Harris of the Tigers, because if you watch the moves and when he goes to the podium, he tells you what his strategy is. He likes taking low cost, effective players,
injured
and
players,
turning them around. But that's part of his strategy.
Loves injured players.
But you're gonna get burned on that type of strategy eventually. And when you made Marcus Davenport your second edge rusher on this team, your second starting edge rusher on this team, you put yourself in a position when he goes and gets hurt at the beginning of seasons. Once again, we haven't even got deep into a season. I think fans would be more, you know, kind of settled if it was week 8, week 9, week 10 where he was getting hurt. Once again, he gets hurt in week 2. Week 2.
1.5.
And fans,
1.5.
You guys are 1,000% within your rights of saying, hey, Brad, you put too much into this guy. You put an emphasis on this guy to be part of the solution as opposed to being part of the problem. And everybody and their brother knows that there's an injury history there. Okay? And I get it. Brad's betting on, okay, just like I'm betting on, there is no possible way the Lions can have the injury issues that they had last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Can we all agree?
Yeah.
What if they did?
I know. Or the wrong guy gets injured again.
Right.
Why do you think they keep putting belief in him? Because we got to get down to the core of this. I think it's a Dan Campbell element maybe involved in that. Because when you look at where Davenport came from, he came from New Orleans. So did Dan Campbell. Maybe this is the guy that Dan Campbell keeps sticking up for, and, you know, Brad is maybe just going with what the head coach believes. I don't know, but it's hard to fathom, like, what the actual reason can be as to why you keep putting so much faith in somebody with such a injury history. I don't know.
It's a good question. No, it's a good question. By the way, you know what, Mans? I just looked at do you remember Chase Young and Montez Sweat were the two big.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Montez Sweat?
Definitely.
Went to the Bears?
Yeah. Chase Young was a guy that was never going to be a Lion. His work ethic.
He's
the one Ohio State guys that just didn't.
Montez Sweat was kind of.
And I'm not mad at that.
Montez Sweat was going to get paid, but he would have been a hell of a guy here.
It would have been fantastic.
I don't think he leaves the lineup in Chicago.
Yeah, everybody with that Chase Young stuff. Oh, they helped the Niners. They got to a Super Bowl. They lost that Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so it is what.
I don't think he even helped them.
Not actually. He helped them in the NFC Championship.
Listen, our GMs here like to draft guys that were good at one time or had positive stuff going for them, but they're injured. How many injured guys did Brad Holmes sign? And how many of them have panned out? Not many. Not many have panned out. None have panned out free agent-wise. The man is a champion for drafting. He's a horrible free agent guy.
I won't say horrible.
All right, who did he bring?
David Montgomery was a name. He brought him in. DJ Reed was a name. He brought him in.
That's a pretty good gamble,
At the time, somebody you liked, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. At the time, you liked him a lot. And
I loved him.
He was one of the better safeties in the league. They brought him in. I mean, I wouldn't say failed. I wouldn't say he's failed in the free agency department. It just hasn't been what
you're right.
we wanted it to be.
You're right.
Yeah.
No, I let my emotions get me.
And you know what, KG, I like the way that you frame that as well, because I'm going to take a stab at this.
DJ another one.
I'm going to take a stab at this. Let's get to the core issue. Okay, why are they putting faith in this guy? And I hope it's not for this reason, because I've watched good general managers, and I'll use Joe Dumars as a shining example. I've watched Joe Dumars and good general managers dig their heels in to show people, no, I'm right.
Yeah.
And I hope that's not part of it.
That's not the case.
Hope that's not part of it. I know what people are saying, but you don't see what I do. The cool thing about a real good general manager, and the reason why I bring up Joe Dumars was a guy that when he saw something wasn't working, he moved on from it.
Yeah.
The Darko thing, He didn't let that marinate.
Yeah, that didn't last
He didn't
long.
let that marinate. Okay. Then you fast forward a couple years, and his insistence that Rodney Stuckey was a point guard was part of his undoing. It really was. I mean, and he was adamant about it.
Yeah, he stuck with it.
He was adamant about it. So I don't know, but if I can take a stab at it, because KG, I think that's a brilliant question. Okay, why the adamancy about this guy? Well, they see something. He's their quote-unquote type of guy, all of that stuff,
It's
okay?
got to go beyond that, though.
But the reality is, okay, he can't stay healthy. And the only way to shut people up is to stay healthy.
It's a fact.
And if you can't stay healthy, what are people going to say?
You're injury prone.
Hey, you can't stay healthy.
Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough.
Sometimes, like I made the joke yesterday, and it's not even a joke, I'm being sincere. If Marcus came in here, Marcus is standing out the window right now just glaring at us. He is ready to attack, okay? The second we go to the break, I get, I go like this to cover up and everything for the pummeling. But before he started pummeling, I go, Marcus, I understand how frustrating it is, okay? But on a common sense level, you've got to understand this, right?
Right.
You've got to, I know you don't feel it's right, but if you keep getting hurt, what are we supposed to say?
Yeah, seriously. It's tough. I don't want to keep talking about it.
It sucks.
Man.
It sucks.
Well,
and it doubles down when you see our guy, Zadarius Smith, last week in Philly. Basically, 3 practices with the team. And he's effective.
He needs a whole camp.
And he ain't getting hurt.
He needs 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's
Remember
not
all that
getting
shit?
And now Cash Doll's wearing Philadelphia Eagles gear. So it just...
I was told, yeah.
That's what sticks in my craw. When you see a guy that we all wanted, we're all GMs. We all wanted this guy, and he didn't get him. He let him go to the Eagles, for crying out loud.
Well, and Maz, you know what? You doubled down, I'll triple down. It just so happens it's also the defensive line, too.
Yeah.
I mean, that has been a point of contention with this fan base more than anything else. It really has, right?
Yeah.
Can you think of another position when we're talking about this renaissance of the Detroit Lions? A window that's wide open, by the way. I'm going to keep saying that, okay? There's too much talent here. But what has been the biggest point of contention with this franchise? It hasn't been the offensive line.
No.
Okay? It had certainly, well, the
For a
quarterback.
time, it was the secondary, but he fixed the secondary.
Yes.
When he saw it going wrong, he fixed it. It's just this particular position, I don't know.
He signed like 20 defensive backs. I mean, we have a ton of defensive backs. Remember last year they were grabbing them like they were nothing, like they were cherries off a freaking tree.
I don't know, man, but when you just look at his demeanor when he kind of talks about the edge position and when the questions are brought to him, it gives credence to what you're saying, Sean. It does.
And it kills me when I watch teams on Sunday night and Monday night go after the quarterback. There's nothing to me that's prettier than seeing a quarterback running for his life. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I told you, and again, I apologize. I forget which sack it was the other day, but I texted our group, not just the morning group, like the entire staff, and I said that was a Hutch sack. Okay, if you get a guy with more than a pulse on the other side, he's gonna feed.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. He's good. That like literally go back and watch that game. 3 went after Hutch. If I have more than a pulse, hey, this is pretty cool.
Right.
Wow, there's the quarterback. Wow, I mean, his kids are just like that. So I think that therein lies the frustration from a lot of fans out there. And you guys hear me? Nobody's hating on this team. This is still a team I expect to go to a Super Bowl. But these are conversations that real franchises have.
Yeah, and it's just like your star edge was coming off of a major injury. Maybe there was better ways that you could have helped facilitate his success. Because like you said, if you get anybody else competent on the other side, even with Davenport, once he was healthy and getting to the quarterback, it's helping Hutch. You just need a little bit more there. And now with Hassanin, who was going to get playing time, and now Davenport injured, it's once again become kind of an issue over there.
We got AQM, though.
And he's been good.
He has been.
I don't know if he's a starter. That's the only thing. I don't know if he's a starter.